Hello, it's Tad Walker here. Let me tell you something about the Mercedes Sprinter van. It comes in 4 different sizes. The first one is a little bit small. The fourth one is absolutely massive, longer than your average size lounge. And the two in between are good size and the little bit larger size. Now that little bit larger one is called the L3. Now if you're anything like me, you've probably been asked hundreds of times, what would you do with the internal space of a Mercedes Sprinter L3? Well, voila, here are the internal measurements of a Mercedes Sprinter L3 in my living room. Now, the PlayStation remote is relevant to where the wheel arch starts. I'm going to put the cab up here, the backside of the vehicle this way. Now, you might think that starts quite late on, this bit here just being where the wheel will be. But that's how long the vehicle is. Now the first thing I would do is move in my big ass sofa. Now as you can probably see by the PlayStation remote there, I would have to raise it up because although there's plenty of space there from the wheel arches, of course the wheel arch is going to impose on it. So all this would be a little bit higher. But that's okay, because I can use the underneath of it for storage. Don't know what I'd put there, but there's always scarves probably. Now moving a big sofa like in here might seem counterintuitive, but here's the thing, your bed always ends up as like a slightly slimmer single bed, which means you're not realistically getting that much of a comfy sleep unless you don't roll around or move around at all, or you invest in a really comfy mattress. And then secondary to that, a sofa usually doubles from the bed. So what you'd kind of have is like a sofa structure with cushions like this, and then you like take the cushions off every single night, and that cushion doubles as like the other side of the bed, or it makes it like wider. So that's the other side of the bed, like you've got 2/3 of a bed and then the other third, but it still accounts as like a single bed. But then you have to move it every single night. As you can see, even lying down here, I've got plenty of space. I can use this as a pillow. Often I fall asleep on this, and it's absolutely great. I fall asleep because it's so comfortable. But even if I didn't want to use that as a pillow, I've still got plenty of space, leg room. Even if I just lie down completely on it. Don't know where the camera is, I'm not having a look beforehand. Now we've just woken up in the morning on our bed / sofa. What are we going to do? Get dressed and go to work. We need our clothes. Now what a lot of people do in a tiny house, and it would be perfect for doing things like this, we've just raised the sofa anyway and we've got all that storage. Let's keep our clothes in there. Nah, the thing is if you keep your clothes in there, you have to fold everything away perfectly. Here's what I'm going to do. In this space here, wardrobe. Now the benefit of this, yeah, it takes up space, is twofold. But number one, all your clothes hang nicely. No creases, no folding, nothing. At the bottom, some pairs of shoes on one side, washing basket. How are you doing your laundry? Are you taking it to a laundrette? Oh, that's a bit expensive, isn't it? Yeah, it is. It's less expensive than rent and buying a house. Full length thing, stripped down. And you've got ample room here, hang about. Two and a half foot here wardrobe. Now I mentioned before there was two uses for it, and here's the other one. We're going to use the wall here, the wall of the wardrobe. I'll turn it like that. And what you could do first of all is pull it back a little bit, therefore giving you a little bit of a desk if you wanted it. You can sit there and write, not ideal. But one on that desk, you could put a PlayStation. And on the wall you mount your television. So straight here away, you're working, you're sleeping there, TV in bed. Oh, that's all very well and good, but how are we going to do that? But simply, we just get an inverter. And what this does is convert battery power, AC, to typical household power, DC. Pretty inexpensive as well. Plus, then you just combine it with a MiFi router. Now you might be paying like 40, 50 quid a month for this, but that gives you unlimited Wi-Fi. And what you can also do then, if you wanted to, is reduce your Wi-Fi contract that you're paying for data on your phone. So we've got our wardrobe over here, we've got our bed and sofa. What else do we need? Right, well first of all, the side entrance is going to be here, just by the door. If you got one with this left side opening, no problem. You can come in here, sit down there, your TV's just here where this bloody diagonal box is, then your wardrobe's there. Now what you could also do, I personally would leave this space completely blank. If you wanted to be fancy, you could put up a coat hook or something. But also, this area can double as a dressing area. So, although you don't really need a dressing area in your van, you're going to get dressed, you're right in front of your clothes, why not get dressed here? And you still get ample space, especially because the sofa's here as well, to swing your arms around and do stuff. Now, let's say hypothetically you weren't going to get into the areas of pulling out the passenger chairs up that side and keeping that as a actual transport vehicle and this is an actual house. What you could do is double it up and take a fridge. Now, the benefits of having a fridge is keeping things chilled, obviously. You got your milk and your Pepsi Cola, so you can still drink reviews and stuff like that. And just other stuff. Now, what you could do is keep the fridge in the bottom of the wardrobe. Why? Because the wardrobe's got a door on it, which minimises noise. Or if you're not too bothered by that, or you're paying extra for a quieter mini fridge, you could of course make yourself a little bedside table here, which also doubles as like a kitchenette. You could get your fridge there, which stores your milk and some condiments and stuff, and also put a little kettle on top of there as well. And then the rest of it, you've basically just got all this space, all that length there, for just free area. Now this is a really simple design, but you're going to spend most of your time conscious, either on your phone or playing video games, something to do with the TV. And what this really bolsters is the living side of it. You don't concentrate on the sleep side of it first, because as long as you're going to sleep and it's comfortable, that's it. You concentrate on the living. So there's lots of open plan on here. Your clothes are nice and neat and uncreased, ready for work. You're getting a good night's sleep on a comfortable sofa, and then in between of it, you're living the best as you can. You're playing video games, you've got the online stuff ready to go. You can still communicate with your friends. You can still do all the internet stuff. And you're comfortable while you're doing it. So there's probably two questions that you're asking yourself. One, what about toilet? Two, what about wash? Now these are fairly simple things. Washing in terms of showers and stuff, you might already have a gym membership. If you don't, you're going to need a gym membership. If you go out for a 24-hour gym, you can literally go there at any time and just randomly have a shower at 3 a.m. if you want. The same way that you can randomly have a shower at 3 a.m. in your own house. But here's the thing, nobody does really have a shower at 3 a.m. Same with toilets. Also, if you go to like 24-hour restaurants like McDonald's and stuff, you can use toilets there for number twos. As a man, you can pretty much just piss out the van door. That's absolutely fine. Maybe you want to shit out the van door. Now you can take this a step further as well if you want it and actually invest in a composting toilet. Now what that generally is essentially a pot that you can shit in that smells good. So it masks the smell of the shit, and then you just like empty an entire bag without seeing anything. It's designed for number twos. So why would you want to live in a van like this? Though your initial cost with MiFi and gym is going to be a little more extra a week, you're not spending any. You're a little extra a month. You're not spending any money on rent or like council tax or utilities. Basically, you probably use a bit more petrol as well. But a major advantage of this is, like, one, the obvious. You could literally just like drive anywhere and like sleep, wake up anywhere if you wanted. You feel like waking up on a beach or spending some time on a beach, you just go to sleep there, or woods or whatever. But two, it's time management as well. Hypothetically, you could park outside of your work, and if that happened, your commute would be like 30 seconds, which, depending on how long it took you to get to work. For me, it takes me an hour to go one way to work. So I'd be saving 10 hours every single week, which is crazy. Basically, every 2 weeks I get an entire day to myself. So there you go. That's what I'd do with a Mercedes Sprinter L3.